I was playing in my second Big Ten championship game after a heartbreaker to Ohio State last year. This was my biggest game ever because if we won this one, we would make the college football playoff. My offensive line was not giving me any time, but it didn't matter because I had the best tight end in the country as a big target that I could always count on. One thing I'd done great all year was spread the ball around as I hit Cole Charles on a beautiful touch pass over the top on this play. I was getting crushed by the Penn State defensive line, and I needed to convert on 3rd and 4 as I found my main man Craig Ostrander over the middle, and he broke a tackle to open us up with a touchdown. Our defense got a quick stop, and the City High connection was strong early in this game as Craig picked up another first down. I had no one open on 2nd down, and I got absolutely creamed by a D-end once again. Since my line was trash, I got out of the pocket and got loose for an easy first down. I barely got this ball out before getting my head taken off, and my CTE was growing worse with every snap, but I was still picking apart Penn State's coverages. I was in a rhythm and having one of my best performances as I continued to throw dimes, but my fullback couldn't hang on to this ball as we had to settle for a field goal, and Penn State clapped back with a touchdown. Deep in my own territory, I had all day as I got out of the pocket and delivered an amazing dot over the top, but it got knocked away at the last second. It was okay though because I knew Luke Lachey was getting open against man coverage before I even snapped the ball. Penn State kept running man coverage, which was a bad idea because me and my receivers had perfect timing figured out. Down in the red zone, Penn State sent the house, and we had pretty much everyone open as I got the ball to Arlen Bruce on the perimeter for an easy touchdown. Our defense got us the ball right back with a turnover, and we were threatening to blow out the Nittany Lions as I found Ostrander again on the outside for a nice gain. I had Caleb Johnson wide open for a touchdown on the goal line to put us up by 17. We got the ball right back in the second half with a great chance to put the game away as I hit my other tight end Vanderbrush over the middle for a first down. Even when Penn State locked us up initially, I was able to extend plays to allow my receivers to get open. On this 3rd and long, I made one of the riskiest plays of my entire career as I tight-roped down the sideline and threw across the field to Lachey for a conversion. Unfortunately, Brian Ferentz was calling draw plays on 3rd down, so we gave the ball right back, and the Nittany Lions went down to make it a 10-point game. It was starting to look like we might be in trouble, but on 3rd down, we came up with a huge completion to Luke Lachey, and on the next play, the coaches told me to let it rip as I hit a perfect seam pass to Vanderbrush, and he got some nice yards after the catch for the huge gain we needed. A touchdown would put this game away, and I guess Ostrander's man thought he was going to keep running out of bounds because he got completely lost as I threw a dagger. I'd finally won a Big Ten championship, and my celebration was a little overdramatic, but I was the hero as I played pretty much perfect with over 300 passing yards. After that performance, I won the Heisman Trophy in an absolute landslide. We made the college football playoff as a 4 seed, and we had Washington in the first round in the Rose Bowl. It was Iowa's first ever playoff appearance, and our top receiver Keegan Johnson was out with an injury, so this was going to be tough. I was feeling the nerves and missed an early deep shot on 3rd down, but coach got me settled in with a screen pass on the next drive, with Ostrander filling in as the number 1 receiver. I found him again on the curl route for an easy 3rd down conversion, and our offense was hitting its stride early as I converted another 3rd down to a wide open Luke Lachey over the middle. I didn't see anything open on the next play, so I did what I do best and got out of the pocket, but I got absolutely lit up short of the first. We got our first touchdown of the game with a Caleb Johnson run, but Washington made it 10-7, so me and Luke Lachey needed to keep moving our offense down the field. On the next play, I locked onto him too much and ended up getting hit hard for a fumble that my own lineman thankfully recovered. We had to pick up this 3rd down to keep the momentum, and Deontay Vines came up with an amazing diving catch. I tried to get out of the pocket here, but Washington was doing a good job of containing me, so I just had to get rid of it. It was looking like I'd have to stay in the pocket more today, but that was okay because I was making perfect reads on every throw. Unfortunately, Lachey couldn't hold on to this one after getting rocked, and we had to settle for 3 at the end of the half. We were clinging on to a 6-point lead midway through the 3rd quarter as I started to get the run game going on this speed option. I had to convert another 3rd down, and Craig Ostrander had a step, so I loaded up to make an amazing throw over the top that really showed off my arm strength. Down in the red zone, I finally got loose for a scramble as I hit a nasty spin move, but when I dived into the end zone, I lost the ball and it went out of the end zone for a touchback. My big mistake led to a 10-point swing, so we were clinging on to a 3-point lead as we came up with another big conversion to Deontay Vines. Coach called a read option, but I knew I was keeping the ball, and I made a nasty cut to break loose. I was the fastest guy on the field, and I made up for my fumble as I got into the end zone for a huge touchdown run. Washington answered with a touchdown of their own, but some of my new receivers were stepping up on the outside with Johnson out. On 3rd down, Brian Ferentz took the ball out of my hands, and we of course got stuffed. We made the infuriating decision to punt on the 40 on 4th and inches, and with a minute and a half left, it was do or die time. I'd been here before, and I was calm under pressure as I threw a strike to Luke Lachey on the sideline, and he continued his dominant performance. We got it inside the 5, and I was able to run it up the middle for the go-ahead touchdown. I was hyped up after the biggest score of my life, but our defense still had to hold up for 30 seconds. On 3rd down, they came up with a huge sack, but Washington was able to convert on fourth to stay alive. With time ticking under 20 seconds, I could only watch as Washington's QB chucked up a prayer that we thankfully picked out of the sky to seal the playoff win. I kneeled it out and we'd won Kirk Ferentz his first Rose Bowl. Washington's quarterback was down bad and I was the hero after running for over 100 yards and having a spotless day throwing the ball. It was on to the second round of the playoffs and our game against Georgia was going to be the toughest we'd ever played. Their offense already had 7, so we were going to have to put up a lot of points in this one to hang around. I converted an early third down with a throw to my fullback, but on the next play, I tried to do too much with the scramble and ended up fumbling for the second game in a row. I was down horrendously after my mistake, but our defense held us down and I had to bounce back. We were deep in our depth chart with injuries to our receiving core, but we weren't missing a beat with our timing. Georgia was playing off coverage, so we were going to hit the curl routes all day, and me and Deontay Vines connected on a play action pass to get us inside the 5. I handed the ball to Caleb Johnson, who punched it in to tie up the game, but Georgia answered right back as I got absolutely swarmed, and this insanely fast defender tracked me down for a sack. Brian Ferentz called a stupid draw play on 3rd and long that went nowhere, and I don't know why he was taking the ball out of my hands on 3rd down when I could make big plays even when nobody was open. I was showing why I was the Heisman winner, but this 14-point deficit was going to be tough to overcome against such a good team. I got out of the pocket again, and I know I should have been sliding, but hitting these juke moves was just too satisfying. I threw a laser to Deontay Vines that he hung on to despite getting pounded, and we were starting to find our rhythm as I connected with Luke Lachey over the middle for a huge touchdown. Georgia answered with alarming speed, and I only had 20 seconds to make something happen. I was hoping to get us into field goal range as I thought Luke Lachey would be able to climb the ladder for this catch, but it got picked off. Thankfully, Georgia didn't get anything else before half, but we needed points on this drive bad. To come back from down 14 against Georgia, I was going to have to play pretty much perfect, and Craig Ostrander got just enough separation to catch this absolute dime on a deep play action pass. On 3rd and 4, I found Luke Lachey over the middle again for a touchdown. We missed the extra point, but our defense got a big stop, and after I broke away from a sack, I scampered for a solid first down again, aided by a generous spot. Georgia's guys up front were by far the most athletic I'd seen all year, but I was still too fast for them to stop me from getting loose on the scramble once again for a 20-yard gain. I was spreading the ball around to receivers I'd never even seen on the field before, and Caleb Johnson was once again able to finish what I started with a touchdown run. We needed this 2-point conversion bad, and Luke Lachey was the perfect target on the goal line as we tied up the game. Our defense came up with another stop, but I got swallowed up by the Georgia defensive line. On 3rd and 19, Brian Ferentz called the dumbest possible route tree, so I knew I was going to have to scramble, and Georgia could not stop me at all this half as I was able to come up with a massive conversion. I continued to find my guy Craig Ostrander all over the field, and for maybe the first time ever, our power run game was actually working great as Caleb Johnson picked up another first down. On 2nd and goal, I thought I had an easy scrambling touchdown, but I fumbled inches short of the goal line. After Georgia took the lead, I only had a minute to get us down the field for the game-tying touchdown. This was the biggest drive of my life, and I had to deliver some big plays to tie this game up, so I did just that as I threw a bomb to Craig Ostrander for the completion we needed. But on 2nd down, we were absolutely boxed, and I got hit hard. Now, I had to convert a 3rd and 20, so I found Luke Lachey up the seam to get it to 4th and manageable. On 4th down, there was nothing open, but I created just enough time to float a pass to Ostrander, and the high school duo clutched up to tie the game. Our defense just had to hold for 17 seconds to send us into overtime in this thriller, and I was nervous as they came up with a big completion on 1st down. With 11 seconds left, their quarterback had all day, but our coverage was solid as he had to check it down. We just had to fend off the dogs for one more play as Vandergriff rolled out and chucked a deep bomb that was caught by Ladd McConkey for a devastating touchdown. I couldn't believe our coverage busted that bad, and I didn't even get a chance to throw my own Hail Mary because Vines took it out of the end zone and got nowhere. Georgia sent us packing in the semifinal in absolutely brutal fashion, and for the first time all year, I had gotten outperformed by far by the opposing quarterback. I couldn't stop thinking about my fumble on the goal line, and our Cinderella season was over. After our playoff loss, I have a big decision to make. I'm a redshirt sophomore with eligibility for the NFL draft. Scouts are saying I project as a late round running back or gadget quarterback because of my 5'5" height, so I have a few options to choose from. I can go to the NFL and see what happens, I could grind it out at Iowa as a quarterback and finish what I started, or I could transfer somewhere with a more wide open offense and become more of a pocket passer. Alternatively, I could accept a role as a running back and put on some weight to try to make the switch. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do, and as always, thanks for watching.